It's 26 degrees here in Salt Lake. Brr.
3 inches of snow on Sunday.
You did?
Yeah.
Oof.
All gone now. Yeah. I needed to stay gone the weekend. I think 46 here.
You need to check the weather forecast for Saturday evening because there's a football game I'm taking my daughter to.
Oh, yeah?
I gotta figure out if we're gonna die of hypothermia or not. So here's a random nerdy question for you. Or more of a, so I'm kind of in search of a server chassis that can hold a lot of PCIe accelerator devices. It doesn't actually require very heavy or fast or good CPU to go with it, or even much RAM.
Yeah.
Just needs a lot of cooling for FPGAs that'll be plugged into it and that have network ports on the back.
Uh-huh.
So basically just think a bunch of double high, 2 PCIe slot, full height, full width, full length PCIe devices.
I'm 16. Size slot. They slide into by 16. You don't need to actually light up all 16 lanes because we're not actually really going to be accessing it over the PCIe interface. Okay.
So having by 1 or by 1 to 4 lanes per card would be sufficient.
Uh-huh.
And it needs to have all those PCIe interfaces pointed out the back.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be network ports that need to come out and go into a switch, basically.
Yeah.
There are lots of server chassis designed around having many, many GPUs in them.
Uh-huh.
For doing machine learning, inference, training, etc. But they tend to... Uh-oh. Power drop. Are you kidding me? Swift? Really? That was my whole power meter this time.
You get a sprint before the sprint.
I just replaced the batteries in these stupid things.
So, how many cars are you planning on installing?
One sec. Let me get back in the group.
Yeah. Elastic if you were taking a bite.
Hey. Oh,
So,
I'm back.
nice work.
Let me catch my breath.
Yeah, sure.
No, sure. The person just asked,
Well, she said she's going to Maui, and I asked which island you're going to. Oh my gosh. That is the island. Whew.
Oh yeah, how many cards are you planning on putting in?
As many as can physically fit while still allowing the rear motherboard and power supply connections. I don't think I can have any of their faceplates out the front because it would be really weird to have the optic cables coming out of the. Well, maybe that's what. The problem is you need the fans on the front to pull the air in.
Yeah.
And push it to the back.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure my DL380s have got 6 rear facing slots.
And they dual width. They'll fit 6 dual width full length cards.
Dual width. Oh, sorry. No, they're only single width. You were saying now.
I guess I get 3 in that case.
Well, no, you get 2 because there's a riser off the motherboard and they sit horizontally rather than vertically. The cards do. So where you get 3 on one side and 3 on the other.
Yeah, that's how my the servers we have are oriented. We've just been putting one of these per server, and we've just been connecting the network directly to the server itself.
Yeah.
But the plan is to put a big switch in the middle, put all the accelerators, or as many, into as many chassis as we need, and access them over the network.
Yeah.
But I think here's going to be our limiting factors. You need rear face panel for the power supplies and for the motherboard. And I guess how many U is one full height PCIe card? Isn't that like 2 or 3 U by itself?
It's going to be more than 2. My servers are 2 U. They've got to have the cards horizontally.
Horizontally.
Right.
So I guess I need at least a 3 or. I'd be okay with a 4 U server.
Yeah.
That basically just has this honking line of as many PCIe cards as you can fit.
Yeah.
I think that's what I need. I think it's going to have to be at least 4 U. So what I was saying is I've seen Dell makes one that they claim can fit 10 full length double width graphics cards.
Yeah.
But they orient them such that the display ports are pointing to the front of the chassis, right where the fans are. So a huge array of fans that come immediately to all the GPUs, and then the hot air from the GPUs goes to the back of the machine and cools the CPU. So there's actually usually constraints on how hard you can push the CPU, just because it's getting hot air to start with.
Yeah. Looking at a EL580 here, that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots in it that are vertical. Yeah.
I mean, I think currently I have 20 to 25 to 30 of these accelerators.
Yeah.
This can be a few U.
I'm expecting a delivery of printed circuit boards in some D-Way at some point. I've ordered some printed circuit boards to make a very narrow pulse generator. Still haven't ordered any of the components yet. So need to my finger out and get those ordered. And I can start trying to put surface mount components on a board by hand. That should be fun.
What did you say the chassis name was that could fit 5 of these?
It's
Sorry,
DL580. Seems to be
EL580.
Delta Lima 580. Delta Lima 580.
Made by?
Hewlett Packard HP. Seems to be space alongside as well. So there might be an expansion board that you could plug into the motherboard that will give you extra PCIe slots as well. I just had a quick look at one. And there's different generations as well. I don't know what gen they're on right now.
Might just have to make a custom breakout board.
Yeah.
For just a standard motherboard.
Yeah.
A custom board that has all these.
Is it near the fence? First. Eased up a little bit too much. Yeah, I found the Eagle CAD designs for this printed circuit board. Ported that into KiCad. Created the Gerber files. Sent them to the PCB way. It cost me $5 for 10 printed circuit boards. It would have cost me $5 just for one. So, and they usually make extra and throw those in as well at no cost. But use up the rest of the piece of printed circuit board, and then it cost me $20 for shipping.
Huh.
You're leaving China very soon. Had to put black solder mask on. I'll have black printed circuit boards. Uses a split mode boost regulator. Boost 1.5 volts up to 90 volts. And then the avalanche effect of a transistor. Got a discharge capacitor. The output. So I'm going to have a few printed circuit boards left over. So,
Because you don't need 10?
yeah. If you need to make a pulse generator, Might even get some spare. Well, I'll get plenty of resistors, capacitors, sweet components. I just need semiconductors put in on it. And populate everything else. I was hoping that the new routes would be ready for us this morning. Mercury.
Yeah. Isn't the calendar? Let's see. Can you see the calendar now? That
Yeah, we've got a week's worth of Mercury now.
starting. It was starting today or tomorrow.
That's today. We had one day off. We had a few days over the weekend, so I was kind of thinking we might just go off, and then one day yesterday.
Off.
Yeah, one day off.
So,
I don't know. There's still time for an update today yet.
They've made it available to all their testers who are frantically. Yeah, right. Not happening. We can dream. They don't have testers. Bah! She asked what the temperature was, and somebody responded 130. What's Ontario's weather?
-3 Celsius. Saskatchewan just beat it, -6. Yeah, South Florida wins in the other direction. Hey there, Charlie. Keep to the ride on. Well, Calgary's just posted a new low.
Hey, there's Charlie. You must be listening to the stream. So Charlie, how long have you been listening? Since we were talking about server chassis configurations? Nobody in the Rise is gonna have any idea what his response is about.
I want to build this pulse generator so I can use it for TDR. Coaxial cable. Maybe oscilloscope. So I found a e-gen for my scope. So I've unlocked all the optional extras on it now. Instead of having to pay $50 for a USB wireless adapter, I bought one off eBay for $10. That's saving up.
I just replaced the
arbitrary
USB wireless adapter.
Oh, yeah?
My sons have 2 older desktop machines that we have running Ubuntu for them to do Minecraft on. And one of them, they're in a room where I couldn't run Ethernet easily.
Yeah.
So my brother had stuck a USB Wi-Fi card or stick in the front of one of them that worked, but not very stably. And eventually it was bad enough. My son said, I have to keep rebooting my computer when the Wi-Fi goes out. So we found a PCIe based Wi-Fi card for $20 that also has a Bluetooth built in that you plug into USB, the USB header. So I bought one of those for both machines and installed it with them last night.
Nice.
Turns out the second Ubuntu machine already had almost the same exact Wi-Fi adapter in it, except it didn't have the Bluetooth functionality over USB as well. So I upgraded that one to have Bluetooth just in case we want to connect the Bluetooth mouse or keyboard or headphones, because I could see them getting on Discord while playing Minecraft.
Yeah. Ride-ons here. There you go, Justin.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Although both you and I know that Bluetooth-based microphones for audio leave quite a bit to be desired.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that profile exists for wideband audio into a computer yet. Well, they must exist, though, because
I think it exists. I mean,
phones use it.
Apple has.
Yeah.
Apple's got something, but it's not. It's not standard. It's not
Right.
open.
Yeah, if only they could do A2D piece in both directions.
Like I every day use Bluetooth speakers
Yeah.
for what I hear,
Yeah.
but I don't use Bluetooth microphone. I have
Right.
a USB based.
Yeah, because it's only narrowband
Microphone.
audio into the computer.
And especially when you have the same device tunneling audio and microphone over the same Bluetooth channel, it makes the receive audio way worse. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, because it switches back to the narrowband audio.
Yes, exactly. It can do broadband receive of audio without the microphone on, but as soon as you kick on the microphone, it goes to narrow band. It's like, bleh.
Well, she's on a Tron bike, she's not on this.
Oh, she has
Bye-bye.
just under 3 minutes to rejoin, Tiff. What could go wrong?
Yeah, I'd go back and help her on, but riding at 3 watts a kilo right now, but it takes a while to catch.
The ride blows up when they sprint. That's the real thing.
I finally remembered to create a highlight at the end of the TTT a while ago. That was a good finish. All 4 of us stuck together really well.
Awesome.
Last half mile. My heart rate topped out at 188.
Woo. I think I hit 195 in my lead out for Fomia on the Happy 100K on Monday.
Yeah.
And I was already at like 188 before I even did my lead out, so I was
Already up there.
it was a fast lead in.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a 197 on recorded. I'm going to run a 5K.
Nice.
Finish that one overall, third.
I think the highest I ever saw was actually in a race. It was 2:04, and it was like a 50-mile race, and there was a climb that summited at like mile 42 or 43.
Yeah.
And then there's basically 7-mile downhill to the finish. I was Cat 4, Cat 5, and I did not want to get dropped over that climb. And I think some guys did go up the road, but I was obviously at my limit. If I hit the summit at 204 beats per minute.
Oh yeah.
Came back together, and I sprinted for the Cat 4-5 win. What?
I don't know that we're going to get Courtney back.
So here's an interesting one. Yesterday, we were all working remotely, and all of a sudden our servers in the data center are no longer accessible.
Courtney stopped.
We're like, what?
Yeah.
So Courtney stopped, and you went back for her.
Yeah.
Oopsies. She said it was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
No, I guess I'll work with.
So we couldn't get access to stuff in the data center, and I'm like, what? And it comes out that the power in the adjacent building had gone out, but the data center was still up. I'm like, what? Well, our team's lab was originally, and still is, in that other building. And we had extended the lab originally from that room to the data center, which meant the main network drop came into that room and then got extended back out to the data center. Well, fast forward, everyone's working remotely, etc. The main drop still comes through that other building back to the data center. And so when that, even though the data center was alive and well, we couldn't access any of our servers. Nothing like having $1.5 million worth of electronics burning power yet doing nothing for you. So I had to draw some schema, go and trace stuff down yesterday, and said, yeah, I think we need to move the main network drop from being in this room to being in the data center, because yeah. We'll see if that pans out. They're literally like where the original feed is coming from and where all of our racks are, like one aisle away in the data center. But this drop goes like over to the other building and then through the building and then to the lab and then back from that lab to another lab, cross connect back. It's like, oh my gosh. Isn't that how you're supposed to design them, Andy? Oh, you were chasing while I was giving you all that.
Yep.
No wonder you weren't talkative.
Yeah.
Charlie.
What's a kilo?
Charlie says, sounds like hell. The worst part was we have the main core of our data center network is driven on 3 switches that have 48 10 gig ports and like 4 to 6 40 gig ports. So like there's decent, there's 40 gig channel between each of the switches, and then each switch goes out to 10 gig to each server. And our connection into all of that is through a measly 1 gig link. Yeah, we could upgrade that. Although I think we actually have to go through a firewall, because the way they treat labs at our company is that they don't trust anything that comes to the labs. They just assume that we're breaking crap and that we will, if our packets get out, we'll destroy the IT infrastructure. So they have firewalls in between their infrastructure and all of our lab networks. Charlie, because that's the way it grew out. So anyways, I proposed the main drop be upgraded to 40 gig. I don't know that we'll get any faster performance because we'll probably be limited by the firewall we go through. But the server to server performance is more important anyway, which is 10 gig. Charlie says, reminds me of an early consulting gig where we found a simple hub front-ending the enterprise internet connection. Oh my gosh. A pencil was taped to the power cord.
So, first time I came over here was back in 2003. And
oh my gosh.
I came over here to spend a bit of time with the guys in the network team, and we were going down to Knoxville to do a campus breakup in the network, separate subnets per floor. I was going to learn and take that knowledge back to the UK and set up the core network with separate VLANs, layer 3 switching. Well, while I was working in the data center here, one of the things that I was working on was setting up some network sniffers, Wireshark, and what have you. And I was putting one in our internet rack. Well, I was setting it up at my desk, got it all set up, walked down to the data center, plugged it in, and what just happened? And then my second thought was, oh no, this is our internet pipe. Internet router's in here. Did I just trip a breaker?
Oh gosh.
Fortunately, it only blew the power supply. What I didn't know was that all the outlets in the data center are 240, not 110. So, it wasn't an auto switching power supply. Flip the switch.
They're not shaped different?
Mr. Bussy. No, they weren't shaped different. They were just IEC connectors.
That's illegal.
It's-
It actually is. That's why all the plugs are different shapes.
Well,
Well, a lot of data center equipment has DC power that's just like a screw down terminal.
Yeah.
Like put the raw power right here and clamp it down just like your battery terminals. There's no standard there for what voltage it should be.
and unlike NEMA standards, there's no standard for IEC that has the different pins, different pin layout for different currents or different voltages.
Jeez, it's cold out here.
How cold?
Yeah, we've been having a contest on the ODivaZ ride. We've got down to minus 9. Minus
Not
9
quite
Celsius.
Not quite as cold as yesterday. Yesterday it was probably 32. Today it looks like it's about 34 or 5. using my condensation gauge.
Oh my
But
gosh.
unlike a lot of people on the ODivaZ ride, I actually have to go outside to get to my food. So.
Everything in my rack here in my basement, Charlie, has dual power supplies. Dual power.
And dual power channels?
Well. Yes, dual power channels.
You pay for two services from...
No.
Oh, breakers, okay.
One side goes,
solar, one's...
One side goes through a UPS. So the UPS can fail and everything will stay up, or the source in the basement, one of the two circuits in the basement can fail, and I'll still have everything running as well.
Fixed it, fired it up, and the entire row went dark. Uh-oh. Tripped the
We had a
breaker?
bad neutral connection in one of our buildings once. I got called out at like 2 o'clock in the morning. One of our sites was isolated, and I went to the building where
was on a 20 amp breaker.
I went to the building where our ISDN backups were. We were ISDN at the time, and the power was off. The UPS had failed, so I cobbled a few extension cords together to work around the UPS. Plugged everything in, got the site back up on their ISDN backup. Called the problem into BT to get the primary circuit looked at, and as I was walking down the corridor, having got the ISDN routers back up again, flipping the light switches off, as I flipped the last one off, I just heard a faint pop, and I'm thinking, no, that's not going to be a problem. Do I carry on walking, or do I turn around and go back and have a look to see what that was? So anyway, put the lights back on, walk back, and got there, and the power supply had blown in that router. So then I'm taking routers apart, swapping power supplies over to get the primary ISDN router back up again. And long story short, I figure out that we've got a power problem. The neutral is floating, so it's getting its life through its neutral through another phase. And if you take power from two phases, you get 480 volts, not 240. So, yeah, as I was switching things off that were placing a load on the circuit, it was the voltage was going up and up until eventually I switched the left light switch off and it got two phases rather than just 220 volts. So, yeah, that was a fun one.
So, Charlie was saying their entire row in the data center, not just a rack, I think the entire row of racks was being powered with a single 20 amp breaker. And as I was researching some different server chassis that hold multiple GPUs in them, there was a single U server that could cram 4 full-size GPUs in it, obviously not with ports to the outside world. And they were doing the math. If you were actually if you had a full rack filled with these things, you would need 16 kilowatts of power just to power the servers, let alone the networking, in this one rack. That's a lot of power. In fact, do you know the name John Stoker?
I've heard of it.
So he works for a company that
Yeah, I know.
Builds data center infrastructure. Basically,
Okay.
they build data centers, and their customers are the people who bring their equipment into the data center.
Yeah.
So he's been interested in trends of power profile for hardware acceleration to make sure they're building things correct. I don't think he's planning on somebody chewing up 16 kilowatts per rack.
So, one of our
Ever been
data
in a
centers.
1980s server room when the cooling fails? Nope.
Yeah, in one of our data centers, they have they have battery backup to run things while the generators get going, multiple generators, and they test the generators, on a regular basis. And rather than switching the data center over to it, they put a load on the generators to load them up, and those loads generate quite a lot of heat. So there's a duct that goes around the outside of the building and vents outside for these loads. Yeah, Patrick, thanks for liking the stream again. Isn't it? Well, all the way through this.
He liked it before the first hiccup.
Yeah, all the way through this duct. They have lights on the wall, and they were all plastic fittings. That's what happened the first time they ran the generators and put the loads on. All the light fittings melted.
Charlie said in that data center he was in, when the cooling went out and it went from 60 degrees to 100 degrees in about 5 minutes, every server cost about the value of a decent level Porsche, and they all heated to death. Ooh. Oh no. I mean, I think wouldn't most, at least today, most stuff would start
Thermal throttling.
thermal throttling.
Yeah,
Maybe they didn't have thermal throttling in the 90s.
yeah. So yeah, I've got a 42U rack in my basement here, Charlie. Why? Because I can. I've got 3 HP servers in it. Cisco 4507 switch, 3745 router, and ESA firewall.
So Charlie,
It's a job and a
I
hobby
need
for
you
me.
to find me. I need you to find me a server chassis that can fit 10 full-size graphics cards with the faceplates on the back, and it doesn't even need too crazy of a CPU. I mean, I guess ideally I'd want at least 40 PCIe lanes. I haven't found it. I'm about to have Andy make me one.
Yeah,
Just
I'll create the Gerber files
build it
later.
open.
Go and get the printed circuit boards
Wow.
made for you. You can
I
do the
don't think
soldering though.
I don't think the data center is going to like me bringing in a. I should just bring in one of those. You ever seen the mining chassis where they have like a desktop grade motherboard with a ton of USB to PCIe converters to power to connect all the GPUs. They have like 6 to 8 GPUs up on a metal rack. Is not even. I don't think the data center is going to like that. Not to mention, it doesn't channel the heat in the correct direction. So that would be a big problem. Probably need 4 or 5 U of chassis to make this happen.
But at least if you're making a mining rig, you're getting paid for doing it.
Hey! Well, it's not a mining rig. But what's up, Patrick? Good to hear you.
Hey,
It's,
good evening, gentlemen. How's it going?
Have a good about.
Not
it's
too
actually
bad.
a simulation accelerator, not a mining. Just the accelerators are similar in connection and size to graphics cards. They're actually FPGA-based accelerators.
11 minutes of the ride left here, just under 10 minutes, I should say. Just over 10 minutes. Can't do my math today.
Might be cheaper to AWS it. Yeah, well, see, the thing is,
Well,
The AWS
AWS is
doesn't-
probably a good idea because the security protocol is actually much better than most of the industry standards, so you're quite safe over there, though.
yeah, see, the problem, there's one major problem though. My employer has even stricter security guidelines and concerns. I mean, maybe eventually, but currently we actually have all the hardware in house. We have like 30 of these accelerators that are currently just tied one per server.
You need a whole new data center to put all of them together.
Well, yeah, they do, I'm sure, Charlie. But just because they support it doesn't mean it's an easy bridge to convince people to move the stuff there. The FBI just got hacked. So, exactly.
The good thing about the time change now is that at least I can join some of the rides. I joined Coffee and Espresso last night.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I can-
but we lost the leader, so it ended up like doing
Yeah.
a pursuit race.
That was Pat.
Yeah, if I can't join that anymore. I'm one of the backup leads for it, Patrick, but I can't ride that an hour later. Hey there, Gunnar.
I
Liking the stream there.
I could have made it yesterday, but I slept in instead. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we had fun yesterday. 40 minutes of chasing non-stop.
Is that how early his connection dropped out? Was it like 20 minutes in?
Yeah, somewhat there. So when he came back, he joined the group that was already flying ahead, like 30 seconds ahead. So that's
Oh,
why
no.
we were disputing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's no fault of his, but that's
Yeah.
how things goes, you see.
Totally.
But I quite like enjoyed it. After all, it's a workout of a workout, so no loss.
Right? I don't know. I think we should get up in arms. It's all Pat's fault. I need to. Wait, no, it's not. This is definitely Zwift's fault.
What's for dinner tonight, Patrick?
Asian rice, everyday rice.
Right.
Nasi goreng.
So,
Nasi campur lah.
are you guys not on state daylight savings time then, Patrick?
Nope, never.
Okay. So half the year, our rides are one way. The other half, they're another way. They move for you.
Yeah, because a lot of my leaders are in the United States, so I have to move the program always an hour later for them. So yeah, it's
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not very kind for us guys in Asia because it's like starting at 10 p.m. in Singapore.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna sleep or anything. You got all that rice to eat. Okay.
Don't burst my bubble.
Oh man. Are you in the ODivaZ ride right now, Patrick?
No, I've just done dinner with family, so I'm just gonna like work on some music stuff. You know, the copyright stuff we were all talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we just use we had downloaded a bunch of music out of Facebook's library, their creator library. We downloaded a bunch of it and then just distributed it all to the various streamers. Not everyone enjoys it, but it reliably doesn't get flagged.
Hey, that's cycling with
Absolutely.
Doc. Morning to you. The shout out there.
Hey, what's up, Cycling with Doc?
Hello, Eric.
Charlie says, I used to support Singapore years ago. It was a pain for being on call. There you go. Just because of the time difference, I'm guessing, Charlie.
Yeah,
It's 12 hours or 13.
we had a bit of a routine problem the other night and I couldn't get to Singapore. I couldn't get to any sites in Asia Park.
Well, if I'm awake, that means Singapore's still awake.
So what have you been using for music, Patrick?
I've just recently switched over to the Facebook collections as well, just to avoid all this, Dumbo copyright stuff.
Yeah.
I still have some of the YouTube stuff which is Facebook friendly, but not many left because it seems like even the non-copyrighted stuff requires crediting now.
Oh.
Yeah, so it said Justin downloaded all the about 600 meg of WoW stuff for Facebook. I took them all.
Yeah,
and
it was whatever I
converted them
liked. Not everyone enjoys it though.
I took them all, converted them to MP3s, normalized them all.
Yeah.
I've made 2 folders. One is for electronics and the other one's for groovy music. So it's like between them 2 over hours each.
At least you can change based on the mood. One thing that's a little bit weird with mine is we don't really have it. You just kind of get what you get with the music. It doesn't really ever match. Like it'd be interesting if we had like groovy music for group rides, maybe electronic for more racing. I could see that being interesting.
I've got my Christmas playlist. I'll be getting that back out again soon.
We can count on
You
you,
know-
Andy.
My wife told me that her car was making a weird noise. I asked her,
Radio.
I said, did you try taking the Mariah Carey Christmas CD out of the dash?
You're playing with fortune, my friend.
CD needs a warning. May cause suicidal tendencies.
Oh well, Andy, does the Christmas songs comes with the costume too? Yes.
No.
And the
no.
white beard. Andy, where's your white beard on stream?
I'll start growing it
Dave's
now.
getting-
Maybe ready in time.
Dave, have you been booked for any Santa gigs this year? You gonna work on the beard? We got face.
Hello.
Hey. I'm missing Mr. Fantastic video here.
I mean, of course you wouldn't be booked for Santa gigs because Santa does it himself. I know. You could play our login music for the whole stream if needed. Swift, if you think the Mariah Carey CD causes mental problems and suicide,
Hey, there goes with.
And it caused disconnection too.
oh, Patrick with the burn. Oh man.
Like, why can't you
Yes.
just keep stop?
Just play it in a race. Probably you get them to, hit a dropout or something and you win.
Oh my gosh, Swift, you just got burned by Patrick hard, man. That's awesome.
Oh no.
The signs are slowing way down. I don't get it.
Hey, you don't call it a bomb for nothing, right?
Oh, that's the changed track. My mistake.
I'm sorry, I'm feeling a bit bad today.
Hey, thanks for the ride on there, Jerry. The end of the ride here. Stream down quickly just in case there's anyone from the stream RGT. That's the night train RGT room.
I'm still in May.
Oh,
Like in the stream there, Charlie.
Says they aren't dropouts, Patrick. They're your legs. Whatever. BS. BS. You know. That's total BS, Zwift. That's a foul. Where's my yellow hanky? We're throwing a yellow flag on that one. So everyone, ban Zwift in the Twitch comments for hate speech.
Yellow flag penalty, first of 10.
Yes, right. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the commenter with targeting. They will be banned from the rest of the match and not able to play for the first half of next week's match.
Plus a 20-yard penalty.
Plus the 20-yard penalty. This man knows his American football.
Automatic first down.
Yeah, I watched it.
Go Utes. That's all I gotta say.
I go with the Patriots, but I don't think many people like me for that.
Oh.
All right, time to ban Patrick now.
I'm a fan of college. I don't watch much NFL, just mainly college football.
I used to watch Joe Montana when he was on 49ers.
Ah.
What are you, 45 or 50?
I did watch an NFL game recently, though, and I was like, wow, these guys actually know how to tackle.
All right, folks,
Doesn't
I'm
take
gonna-
poor.
I'm going to bring the stream down here. In case anyone wants to stream read RGT. Carry on riding for another mile yet. 25 miles in, but
Hey, thanks.
yeah, thanks everybody for dropping in the stream chat. Go Swift. Catch you again soon. Everybody else, much appreciated. I'll be back tomorrow with a live stream of the WTRL Team Time Trial. So until then, take care, everybody. Have yourself a good
Yeah.
day.
Cheers, gentlemen. Have a great day.